There's no face reveal. Hi idiot, Sniper here. So you may be wondering to yourself something along the lines of, what the f is this? Well, for a while I've been in a bit of a dilemma because I always wanted to record with facecam, but I also didn't really want to do a face reveal, so my genius 200 IQ solution is to just put this beautiful plastic bag mask on. And I think it's a wonderful idea and I think it looks beautiful. Anyways, let's just go on with the tier list. So basically what we are doing today is making an Angry Birds tier list, but with a twist. And the twist is that we are ranking all of the games based on how likely they are to get released or to come back if they've been discontinued. So let's, I guess, just start off with the first game you're seeing here, Angry Birds Classic. Now that I think about it, I don't really know why I even included this game because Rovio Classic's Angry Birds already exists. So obviously this one is going into willing to bet on it because it's already released. Anyways, next up is Angry Birds Seasons, and I'm putting this one into a maybe. Honestly, I doubted that Rovio would even consider releasing any other games because Rovio Classics Angry Birds didn't really go all too well or whatever. They just don't really want to continue the Rovio Classics line. So even putting this in maybe is quite a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, it makes for an interesting video, I guess.
Please like and subscribe.
Next up is Angry Birds Rio, and this one is going into this tier, which I can't really read, it says 100% not. And the reason obviously is the licensing rights between Rovio and Disney. Yeah, that's the whole reason. Same thing with Angry Birds Star Wars and Angry Birds Star Wars 2. Next up is Angry Birds Space, and since I already put Seasons into maybe, I might as well put Space into maybe as well, for pretty much the same reasons as Seasons. Next up we have Stella, and I'm putting this one into probably not, because let's be honest, who the f even cares about Angry Birds Stella? To all the 5 Angry Birds Stella fans in my comments, congratulations. Next up is Angry Birds Go, and I'm kind of debating on putting this into 100% not or probably not. When I did my first interview with the CEO of Rovio, one of the questions was, will you consider bringing back Angry Birds Go? Why the f did the light turn off? God damn it. I'm just gonna ignore the light, I didn't want to keep turning it on. Yeah, f the light. So when I did the interview with the CEO of Rovio, one of the questions was, will Angry Birds Go come back? And he said that it's more likely that they will just make a sequel to the game, which I personally think it's a fantastic approach, because honestly, compared to other mobile games these days, Angry Birds Go doesn't really hold up that well. Like, compare it to Mario Kart Tour, and I'm sorry, but Mario Kart Tour, it's just a lot better, god damn it. Next up we have Angry Birds Epic, and honestly I might just put it into maybe, and the only reason for that is because of the ads they did for the game, like, I don't know how long ago, but it doesn't really matter. And next up we have Angry Birds Fight. There's like no way they released this game, let's be completely honest about that. I don't really have a specific reason for this, it's just who gives a f really. Next, Angry Birds Action, definitely not. I don't think they wanna go back to this kind of era of Angry Birds games. Angry Birds Explore, also not. They discontinued the game kind of recently actually, and since that was kind of recent, why the f would they just suddenly decide to bring it back? Also, the only reason this game even existed in the first game was bird goats. Next up is Angry Birds. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Right? I don't know, and I really honestly don't give a shit. And I'm putting this game into also 100% not. Actually no, I'm putting this game into like a probably not. And the reason it's not in 100% not is because Rovio has like an Angry Birds novel game in the works, and that's what Angry Birds also was. So it just makes sense that since they are developing an Angry Birds novel game, it could potentially be Angry Birds, who knows. Next up is Angry Birds Ace Fighter. I doubt they come back to this game, because why the f would they do that? Same thing with Angry Birds Dice, same thing with Angry Birds Holiday, same thing with Angry Birds Legends. Honestly, I hope they don't bring back Angry Birds Legends, that game was disgusting. Angry Birds Tennis, no shot. Trilogy, no f***ing way. Angry Birds Go Create, I f***ing wish they decided to bring this game back. It was like released for like a few days, I believe, and it was a browser exclusive or some shit like that. We know very little about this game, and it's kind of unfortunate because it just looks so good. It's an Angry Birds level editor if you don't know. But Peggy's built similar situation, really cool concept for God's sakes, but they just won't make it. Maybe actually they could make an Angry Birds Maker kind of game, maybe in the far future. Of course, it probably won't be called Bad Piggy's Build or Angry Birds Social or whatever the f they will probably just use a more 200 IQ name, but for now let's just throw it into probably not. Next up is Angry Birds Space Assault. If you don't know what this game is, it's basically like a 3D Angry Birds Space. It's pretty funky, but yeah, there's no way they are gonna bring back this game either. Angry Birds Football, no shot. I forgot what this game even is. I think it's Angry Birds Island. Next up we have Angry Birds Island, so without an S this time, so don't get it confused with Angry Birds Island. Of course, you may be asking, why the f did they use a picture of Angry Birds Blast for this game? Well, that's the reason for that, is that this game was actually supposed to be like a sequel to Angry Birds Blast, I believe, and there's like no footage of this game. So yeah, that's the reason, motherfucker. Angry Birds Turbo Edition. I wish, again. This was the best edition of Angry Birds Go. If you don't know what this game is, it was basically like Angry Birds Go, but like just better. Better graphics, double coins, and I don't remember much else. Next up, there was this apparently 3D concept for an Angry Birds game, and I honestly think they could come back to this idea at some point, but definitely not anytime soon, so that's gonna be a probably not. Next up is Angry Birds Launch It, and I'm gonna throw it into a very likely. This is of course related to Angry Birds Next, which is this image, and it's releasing pretty much 100%. There's no way Angry Birds Next is not releasing, since they already showed new footage of the game, like on the last financial report, whatever the f these things are. And it's a very high chance that that game is going to be Angry Birds Launch It, but there's also a bit of a chance that it's Angry Birds Double Crossed. Both of these games are multiplayer games, which is what Angry Birds Next is also supposed to be. But I think Angry Birds Launch It is more likely, simply because that game had just better reception from fans. It's not that Angry Birds Double Cross was hated by any means, it's just that it didn't get that much popularity. Angry Birds Dysana, again, this is a game that was advertised pretty recently, but I don't think it will actually release. Angry Birds Kingdom. In my opinion, this game is very likely to release, since again on the recent financial report, they showed that they're gonna be making another Angry Birds RPG, and this is basically what that game is. So yeah, very likely. Obviously, this could be a different RPG. Like, imagine they are actually releasing Angry Birds Epic 2 or some stupid bullshit like that, but I think Angry Birds Kingdom right here is a lot more likely. Bad Piggies 2, no question, is releasing 100%. Like, the community managers for this game have mugs of this game already. So obviously on the recent financial report, Rovio CEO said that the game is releasing in Q1 of 2023, which is this year, and this is that quarter, so the game should be not releasing, soft launching pretty soon. So that's pretty exciting, of course. So here we have Bad Piggies 2 Space Edition, and obviously you may be wondering, why the f did I put this there, because we have regular Bad Piggies 2 over here. Well, the reason is that I just really want to see a space chapter in the game. I think that would just be so cool. The idea is great. I'm gonna put it into very likely, because I kinda doubt they're gonna abandon the concept like that, but you know, you never know. Rovio. Then we have this Angry Birds Crazy Golf game, and I'm putting this one into probably not. I kinda doubt this game will release. It was like, I'm pretty sure it went something along the lines of that Angry Birds 2 players would just get this ad, and of course it would bring them to a survey, but I kinda doubt this game will actually release, because it's just so stupid weird. By stupid weird, I don't mean that it doesn't look fun, because it looks pretty interesting, but like, just what the hell is this? Next we have Angry Birds Racing, and it's the most complete out of the recently showcased Angry Birds games, but like, I kinda doubt that it actually will like fully release, because currently it's like a bit of an unfinished game actually. Like, the graphics are kinda the music is reused, there's not much content. Yeah, I just kinda doubt this game will actually release. And then next time we have Angry Birds Brawl, and I'm gonna be a bit positive on this one. I'm gonna put it into likely, because we've actually seen in-game models of this game from Ben Mattis from Rovi, because he used them in like a funny tweet. So that kind of confirms that the game is probably in development, but we really don't know jack shit about it. So yeah, this is my beautiful complete list of how likely each game is to release or come back. And so what did we learn from this? Not much, but there's one thing. If an Angry Birds YouTuber tells you that Angry Birds Epic is coming back, they are just probably lying, let's be honest. The game is very not likely to come back, that's what I'm trying to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this one. I don't actually know what this video is, because I didn't plan it out, but yeah, just watch this video, okay? Also leave a like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.